Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Oh my God. We are what 2 days for Thanksgiving. I need somebody to come to my house to get the cookies.
Yes, too.
I need some pots moving, some cornbread to be made. What for real? Why I hear myself? Why I hear myself? See,
Okay.
see, working with
We got it. We got it. Sorry about that. Sorry about
working
that.
with black people.
Sorry about that.
Can't, just can't. Welcome to the show this morning. It is Michelle Bryan here at WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. And yes, we 2 days away from the big T. About to give thanks. And hopefully some giving will be also happening. Jermaine has invited everybody here at the station to his house, to the chalet.
I ain't going.
What you say? You're not
That's
going.
right. That's right. It's gonna be.
Why you not going, Debo?
It's gonna be seasoned chicken bones. That's what we having. Seasoned chicken.
That's
bones.
at Keith's house. Why you not going, Debo?
Stovetop stuffing.
Stovetop
Oh
stuff.
no, I don't do stovetop bread.
Jermaine will actually probably go out and purchase a great meal.
Hey.
Can you cook at all, Jermaine?
No, seriously. Yeah, I can cook.
No, seriously. Can you?
I can cook for
What can you
Both
cook?
of y'all going, no, seriously. Like y'all don't believe each other.
No, hey, listen.
What's your best dish?
My best dish.
Ramen noodles.
No. Mac and cheese.
Hamburger.
Mac and cheese, potato salad.
Is that baked mac and
sweet
cheese?
potatoes. Man, I put it in the oven.
Look,
Wow.
so he got a whole attitude
Did he-
right
I put it
now.
up.
Did he,
He got
just
his
say
hand
that? I
on
said,
his
is that
hip.
baked mac and cheese?
And let your
He
back
looked at me
bone
like,
slip.
man, I put it in the oven.
He got his
Yeah,
hand
in
on
order
his
for it to
hip,
be baked.
man.
I mean, that would still be baked if you
That's
put it in
baked.
the oven.
That's what I said. I put it in the oven. It's
So
baked.
let me be clear. Your best dish is mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Really? So
I
you make it
use
with how many cheeses?
4.
Which ones?
Swiss cheese, American cheese, Gouda cheese, and cottage cheese. I use cottage cheese in mine.
Swiss,
I ain't never heard the Swiss in there.
Yeah, try it.
Gouda.
I know Gouda's great in there. That's a great
Mhm.
flavor.
What other cheese?
Cottage cheese. I use a little bit of cottage cheese.
Mm. It's all right.
So you only use a little bit of it because that's gonna pull it together. It's gonna put that little.
So it acts as a binder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody said, did he say cottage cheese?
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, you're gonna get that.
Try
I know
it.
I've
Try
heard
it.
of cream cheese,
Yeah.
but certainly not. I have never heard of cottage
Yeah.
cheese.
Let me look
Yeah,
at
cottage
it.
cheese. Use a
Can
little
you
cottage cheese.
put
Use a
Got
little
it.
cottage
Now
cheese.
they
I got
going on
that from my-
World Wide Web on you, man. They're checking it
Use
out.
it.
macaroni and
Is this your mom's recipe or something you came up with?
No.
Look,
I
for
actually-
everyone that is doubting Jermaine, AI says, yes, you
Thank
can
you.
put cottage cheese in mac and cheese to create a creamy,
Thank you.
higher protein
Thank you.
sauce.
Thank you.
Blending it with the other ingredients like milk and cheeses before heating creates a smooth,
Mm-hmm.
rich sauce where the cottage cheese taste
Mm-hmm.
is masked. And they actually have a whole video on how to make mac and cheese
Look at him with this smirk on his face.
Yeah.
with cottage cheese. And it looks like this base is luxurious.
Thank you. Okay, so for all of those
So
that thought I was
Keisha is
BSing.
making mac and cheese
Yeah.
at our house. So
Yeah.
Keisha, we're gonna try Jermaine's
Yeah.
cottage cheese.
cheese.
Somebody
Yeah.
said I use ricotta cheese in my lasagna.
Thank you.
I know you don't like that cheese. Ooh, I can't stand ricotta. You mentioned it
Yeah,
last
ricotta and
year.
lasagna is good.
I love the people that listen to our show. She was like, "Yeah, you said that last year."
But see, that's when you're getting closer to the real Italian lasagna when you're getting into that ricotta.
Yeah, that ricotta, man, it's a bite on that joker.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
A little mule kick.
Yeah, it's something going on.
You kid.
Yeah,
It's
look.
something going. Well, Jermaine, now you
Yeah.
done set off a trend. I got
Yeah.
some more little comments.
Yeah.
People talking about something. Send me the recipe.
Yeah. Well, tell them to call me at 777-9311.
So look, y'all can just go to just Google it, man. I'm
telling
not
you.
getting ready to sit all y'all. Y'all can Google it, but cottage cheese.
Yeah. You only
Jay,
put
you done
a
said
little
now, where you
bit.
get the cottage cheese from?
Well,
Your mama told you that?
No.
Some-
I actually
Some sister
learned
told
this.
you that?
I actually learned this when I was living in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was living in North Carolina, And I had tasted it, and I'm like, hold on. And then I watched how they made it. And I'm like, wait a minute, cottage cheese.
Why are you talking in code? Who was the chick? Who was you watching?
It wasn't.
They made
I
it.
watched how they made it.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
was some
you
people.
wasn't in no restaurant in the back
It
watching
wasn't in
that.
nobody's grandmama's kitchen watching them either.
Yeah,
It
go,
was some people
go,
that was
say her
in the
name.
kitchen.
Say her name.
There was some people that was in the kitchen that was cooking. And,
Somebody said, tell Jermaine to stop giving out my phone number.
777-9311.
Please stop giving out my phone number. Oh, Jermaine, I got a request this morning. There was a passing. A brother by the name of Jimmy Cliff
Yeah, reggae.
passed away, and he was the brother that sang I Can See Clearly Now the Rain Is Gone.
I can see clearly.
So
now.
I got a request if we
rain
could play
is
that at some
gone.
point this morning.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's raining today.
I can see all obstacles in my way. Hallelujah.
What?
Because you know,
See that?
because it can be spiritual too.
No.
You know,
No.
I can see clearly now.
No.
Amen.
No, don't turn
Since
it
the
into a
rain
sermon.
It's
Everything.
gone.
Turn it into a
Amen.
sermon.
I
Like-
can see all.
Like keeps everything go back to slavery. Everything go back to church with this dude.
I can see all obstacles. Amen. In my way.
Everything.
I can see clearly.
But there was another dude in the reggae community who also died as well, because I thought about Ross Joe when I saw it. I have to go look him up. So I want to make sure I do that. Let me make this announcement very quickly. Oh, wait, I did not say hey to y'all, bruhs. My bad. My bad. Let me see. Hold on. I'm getting. Oh Lord, my son is up on the roof. Jesus, he up on the
You're on the
roof.
roof.
We put a
Philly.
sign up there.
No, it's more like filler.
No, he started putting up his Christmas lights
Yeah, that's
on
what I'm
his
saying.
house.
Putting a Santa up there.
And so, first of all, this boy's a perfectionist. And oh my God, my baby's up on the roof. Look
Lord.
at him, Lord,
Lord, he's a filler on the roof.
putting up some Christmas lights. He is on the roof, Jesus. Because I got pictures. He took like the preliminary pictures because they're not done decorating, but he started. First time ever putting up Christmas lights, framing the whole house out. He has done an amazing job. This black man is living his whole best life, and I love it. I do. Go ahead on, homeowner. Do your thing. Because I would have been hiring somebody. But anyway, so let me say good morning to the brothers in the building.
Good morning.
Happening? Can I get it out?
I just said good
I
morning.
wasn't even coming to you first this time. Just jumping on out here. Nobody talking to you, man. Hey, Jermaine.
What's going on, Michelle?
How you doing, bro?
Well, you know.
Break time before he gets.
Well, you know. Well, you know. Sometimes you got to tune up when you
No, you
introduce
don't.
yourself.
You can just say
And,
hi. You can just say hi.
Michelle, I just want to
You don't
say
have to
hi.
do all of that. You don't have to
And,
do none of that.
Well, you know,
You can just say hi.
I figured out something
You
too.
can just say hi.
No, seriously.
Good morning.
It is a good morning, but I want to tell you something. You know, you can never I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it and get out your way.
Oh my God, you get on my nerves.
You know, a man that
Everybody
sleeps,
hated when you woke up.
so he
The
gonna
house
make
will be all peaceful.
As
It's
soon as I
always
wake
one
up.
person in the family you hate when they get up.
and it's
You're
true.
Damn.
Hey, listen.
You hate when they get up.
Before I say, I remember one time it was a Saturday morning. It was quiet, and I woke up. I told everybody we just gonna make noise and piss my daddy off. Right? It's 7:00 in the morning. We get to yelling. Right? My
They
daddy
followed you. They listened
Dude,
to you.
everybody get to yelling like we singing loud. My daddy yelled from the kitchen, "Stop all that noise and carrying on." Then he said, "Boy, I don't know what's wrong with my kids."
Because, dude, you irritating.
Said,
You
"Daddy
are
is
so,
me."
hey, Adeline, good morning.
No, but I want to say hi to all the peoples
Hi.
out there. Say hi to the peoples out there, and to them, let you know that you know, a man that sleeps on the floor can never fall out of bed. If you take that with you,
Well, thank you.
you're gonna be all right.
Thank you for that.
All right.
That inspiring moment.
I tell you, that's profound. That's
What
good.
Keith say? He's so deep.
I tell you, that's
Yeah,
rubber.
deep.
A man that sleeps on the floor can never fall out of bed.
Keith,
Yeah.
Keith with his
Boy, that's deep, ain't
his
it?
sarcastic behind. Oh, he's so deep.
That boy is
He
deep.
just-
Good morning, Michelle Bryant. How are you on this fine morning?
You know what? Better now that Jermaine is done.
You and I both. And I'm sure the listening audience is
They sick of him.
is in
They
appreciation as
text
well.
me about him all the time. Like, come on now. You can't do nothing about him.
Nope.
So I wanted to share with you something that I experienced on yesterday for the first time. I had heard you speak about it on occasion. And on yesterday, we funeralized my cousin at Greater New Birth. And subsequently,
They was running.
some running took place.
Oh,
At the funeral?
At the
Yeah.
funeral.
That's
Some
right.
running,
Come on, man.
and begin to run and break out with the running. And
At the funeral.
I knew it was on. My sister looked at me like, what the hell? All my cousins, because, we're not Greater New Birth, parishioners
I've
there.
never seen anybody run.
Man, they run by that casket about 3-4 times. The
Trash
funeral home director, he got up there, went to stand in front of the casket. I guess he thought they were going to knock it over or something. But then I turned my damn head and he broke out running. I think he must belong there. Yeah, I think the funeral director belonged to the Greater New Birth. I looked up, he was running. I said, something's going on. The funeral director running. I'd be damned if he don't run past the casket. I said, what the hell?
Hey, look, it really would have been an issue if my guy would have got up and started running with him. It would just been,
Who, my cousin? Oh, hell yeah, I'm out of there.
I'm running with them too.
Look, I have never heard of nobody running.
Oh, yeah,
at
they
a
ran
funeral.
all over the church.
Yeah, they took off.
Man, y'all doing too much.
And wait.
Y'all doing too much.
His sisters, they're from California. I look up, damn it, one of them running. I said, what? I don't know what I'm missing.
Did they kick their shoes off or did they just take
I
it
didn't get that.
Because
You know,
this
I
one
don't see.
lady over at the church, she kicked her shoes off. I said, see, all this is premeditated.
She practiced it. She planned this.
Yeah, you done kicked your shoes off and then took out running.
No,
No, ma'am.
Pastor
No, ma'am.
Bishop Burke did a great job. Great homegoing.
Did he sing?
No, he didn't do no singing.
I love when he sings. He has a beautiful voice.
Anthony
Yeah, he
McGahee
can sing.
told the church up.
Oh, yeah.
That Anthony
Well,
McGahee.
there ain't no need for Bishop Burke to sing. It's Anthony up there.
Man, Anthony, I don't know what he sang, but I can't remember, but I know it was good.
He got down.
And again, you had Pastor Daniels or Valerie Daniels spoke, Victor Davis from Sinai.
Whose funeral was this?
My cousin Martin Miller,
Yeah, great friend.
What-
And
what-
we went
what?
on tour.
Because you done pulled out some heavy hitters for
Bishop
this funeral.
Gregory
Yeah.
Garner, all of them
Yeah,
spoke.
he was known like the music.
Okay.
Community. He was a great choir director. He was on tour with us. Like he toured with us for years. We hit Canada, New York. I mean, somewhere everywhere.
Michelle, you had some of his popcorn here before.
Yeah.
Miller's Gourmet Popcorn.
Gourmet popcorn.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin. Remember we did the contest where
I
he was
do.
a part of that. So
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
yeah,
I didn't realize.
Good
but
dude.
great
That's what
great
y'all was
homegoing.
doing.
Had a wonderful time in the Lord. Not for the occasion per se, but certainly.
Hey, all you GMB people, stop crying. Stop texting me.
They at us
Somebody,
already.
yeah, leave the GMB high praise alone.
I'll tell you one thing.
I got your high praise.
You got to be in shape though when you go to
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be in
Look,
shape.
say that's how everybody stay fine at
you
GMB.
gotta be in shape. They should have a sign on the
Sisters
door.
coming there working out.
Bring your gym shoes.
That's why I say the lady came out the choir. She kicked her shoes off and then she ran. And
She
I
couldn't
just
take that
I
pressure.
said, now see,
She couldn't take that pressure on her
she
feet.
knew what she was doing. Premeditated. Well, let me, acknowledge my man in the back. Clark Kent. What you?
Dude in the back.
That dude be waiting. He sound like he be waiting.
It was good and strong this
Oh
morning.
yeah, oh yeah.
They're like double dutch.
I stay out them streets. You can get you
Man.
some. All right, so let me do this right away. There's an event happening this morning from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. that I wanted to call to your attention. There is a free Thanksgiving community meal that is happening today. It is being held at an Ox Cafe, which is over off of 74th and Hampton, 7411 West Hampton Avenue. And it is happening from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sponsors of the community meal include Hickory Road Farm, Moe's Food Market, LCR Commercial Refrigeration, Sam's Amusement, Tynetta Jackson, and Kingdom Apostolic Ministries. So if you are so inclined and you have not made lunch plans for today, you want to get out and fellowship with other people and have an opportunity to, just break bread. Again, that is happening today over at a restaurant called an Ox Cafe, 7411 West Hampton Avenue. And, I tell people all the time, particularly people that may be single or, don't have your kids and stuff in town, or just whatever the situation is where you may not be around a ton of people. It is a great opportunity to be able to get out and go hang out with other people. Enjoy folks' company. You'll be surprised at how easy it is to talk to folks. And this is the time of year when people are willing to talk. People are open to talking. So do not let not having somebody to go to, lunch with or dinner with stop you from getting out in the community and doing these things. Take advantage. Please take advantage of all of the different opportunities to live life, because I am witnessing firsthand what happens when things began to, change in your life, where you can't go like you used to go. You can't drive like you used to drive. The things that you would have just normally been able to do independently, you need assistance with. So I encourage people, make every day, a day that, hey, if this was the last one, man, I did it. And that doesn't mean I got to ball out and do something crazy and over the top, but it was a day that I took great enjoyment out of. And if your great enjoyment is I chilled at the house, I ate my favorite meal, I watched my show, that's cool too.
Sound like a plan to me.
Sound like a plan. Slap. Diaco. Anybody who watched Diaco, he said that's what his gay cousin always said.
Oh yeah.
Slap.
Slap.
He was like, slap. Sound like a plan.
Yeah.
I was like, so yeah. So please take a moment and enjoy what folks are putting together for you all during the holiday season. All right, with that being said, I do need to take a quick commercial break. A lot of things to get to this morning. Let me see. There was something I wanted to mention. I'll look for it while I'm gone, because I want to make sure folks, because there are still some food giveaways. Because I had some people reach out to me last night, like Michelle. We have missed a lot of the stuff that was going on because of me being the only caregiver for my parent. But is there, anything still happening? So if you know of any other food events that are still happening, where people still have an opportunity to either go get a meal or receive some assistance, please let me know so that I can share them with the community. Let me take a quick break. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Wait, I didn't ask. Debo, what's your best dish?
I have so many, Michelle. But certainly my
a
ribs.
clean dish. That's his best. A clean plate. That's his best dish.
That was good.
I'm sure you all have heard of the legendary Baby Back Willie, and he's supposed to be famous for his ribs. Well, I have the trophy for the contest we were in together. So,
for real?
That's because Baby Back Willie didn't show up.
He was there. In fact, I can assure you,
got it by default.
they said it was supposed to have been a secret ballot, but his wife actually voted for me.
Oh, you dirty! You so dirty.
So it's supposed to be
You know
secret.
what?
Then he just
Hey,
told.
I'm serious.
Hey, let me get out this window.
Then he just
We went
told.
to
Y'all
grocery
drive
store.
up on this window. Make sure you know.
See, I told him, I said, man, if I
Look
beat
where-
you, I'm taking your name too. So once I beat him, I took the name. I've seen his wife a couple days later at the grocery store. She said, Debo, I need to talk to you. I said, what's going on?
She sounded
Miss
like
Baby
that.
Back.
She sounded like that.
Yeah, she said, Willie just moping around the house. He won't get up. He won't do nothing. Could you please give him his name back? His strength was in
You
his
so
name.
ignorant.
So I told her, I said, go ahead and go home and tell him he can have the name back. I didn't really want the name anyway,
You are.
But I do have the trophy.
ignorant. I'm so mad that I asked the
So
question.
yeah, ribs, anything on the
Ribs.
grill, I get on down. You know what I'm saying? My shoulder, corned beef. I do my
You
corned
just
beef
sound like
on the grill.
Mississippi. I get on down.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Memphis. I get on down.
Yeah. For
Well,
sure.
all right. Well, thank
Got
you for
barbecue spiders. And all
those
types of-
those non-truths. I appreciate
Barbecue spider.
Yeah.
You ain't never had none, boy. You don't know what you're missing.
it. Clark, what's your best meal, man?
He's a chef, though. He
I
shouldn't even
know.
be
That's
in
what
it.
I'm asking. So what's the signature though? What's the dressing? Oh wait, come pull up to the mic real
Yeah,
quick before we go to the break.
Tell me about.
Come
talk
pull up.
about that dress.
I
Cause
would,
now-
I would venture to say his chicken salad, though, because he gets beat up for that all
He
the
said
time.
he got some today too.
And he gonna get beat up.
Excited.
His mind ain't back
Okay,
yet.
so take a seat because we gotta go to break. But then I gotta talk to you about your dressing. And let me just say this. Alderman Russell Stamper must be listening. He sent me some information that there is a Thanksgiving food drive supporting families, sharing community, spreading holiday warmth, hosted by Alderman Russell Stamper II, Alderman DeAndre Jackson, and former Alderman Khalif Rainey. Khalif still in Milwaukee? Okay. Join us for a free community distribution featuring whole turkeys, holiday hams, complete meal kits, including favorite traditional sides. This is happening this morning, starting at 11:30 a.m. and it runs to 1:30 p.m. It is over at the Sherman Phoenix Marketplace, 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue. Sponsors for this, Visit Milwaukee, Carnivore Steakhouse. Man, I got a good sponsor. The Firm Consulting, Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. This looks like Myron Building Excellence, Hassan Hakhtar. The Milwaukee Admirals, go Admirals, and the Milwaukee Professional Firefighters. Local 215. Do that. I appreciate those sponsors. So again, Alderman Stamper, thank you for listening. He sent this information over 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. You can I'm assuming one or the other, the turkey or the ham, and complete meal kits, including favorite traditional side dishes. So thank you, Alderman Stamper, for listening, and thank you to the folks for the Sherman Phoenix for hosting that. So we're gonna take a break. Clark, we're gonna hear about this dressing on the other side. Michelle Bryant, y'all, WNOV 860 AM. 106.5 FM. I'll be right back. What you ain't telling everything? All right, welcome back to the show.
Mhm.
Clark, sit up here to about you ain't gonna get it all. Some family secrets got to be protected.
Right.
Clark Kent.
Yes.
So I was asking bros about their favorite, their best dishes. Jermaine got us put on to the cottage cheese and the mac.
You made, baby.
Cheese. So we gonna try that. I'm actually
try
gonna make a
it.
little
I'm gonna try
sample
that too.
and see
Try
how
it.
it tastes. Because
I don't like cottage cheese.
No,
Looking-
but you ain't gonna be able to taste it.
and that's what they say. You can't taste it, but looking for that great consistency for your sauce.
Yeah.
Because I make mac and cheese two different ways. I can make the creamy kind,
Yeah.
but I also like macaroni and cheese you could cut.
Woo!
My mama made that thick
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese
Yeah.
that you could cut them squares with a
Yeah.
knife.
Oh, okay.
See,
I
but
love.
but
I
even if
love
you
that
do
mac
make
and
the sauce,
cheese.
whatever, you can pour the sauce over the ones that you can cut the thick macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Pour that sauce over that thing.
Cut it out, man. Act like you know something.
It just can't let
This
you have your
dude.
moment. So okay, so I was asking,
Mhm.
sir. You said dressing.
Yep.
Now I'm a dressing connoisseur.
Uh-oh.
It's a thing
Mhm.
in our circle that I'm the dressing girl.
Right.
So your dressing, what's going on? What makes that like one of your best dishes?
Duck fat.
Say what now?
Duck fat.
Where the hell you get duck fat from? Can you buy that at the
Duck
store?
fat.
Do it come in a jar? Like
Yeah.
it do?
Yeah. You can get it from Walmart. You can get it from Whole Foods.
Duck fat.
Yeah.
Daffy in a
Wait, what?
jar.
Okay.
Cause see, my mother used duck. Duck
Which is
to
very
cook with
oily.
rice.
They even got duck fat spray.
Yeah.
Very oily bird.
But it make your dressing moist.
Mm.
It keep it
Duck
moist.
fat.
Yep.
Old Daffy doing the job. Huh?
Yeah. So
Duck. Okay. I'm gonna try that.
because she normally cooked. She'll boil the whole duck.
Okay.
She'll boil it and use the juice.
Yeah.
So the grease out the duck make the dressing moist.
Huh.
So now in all the years when I was trying
Somebody
to
said
make
the duck taste for them is too gamey.
Duck,
it does,
duck.
no, the duck is, but the fat it make the dressing moist. It won't
Look,
dry.
so look, somebody said duck. Oh, Marquette, duck dressing is the best with 3
Yes.
exclamation points.
Yes.
My Creole people make the best dressing.
I've never
What?
had duck.
OMG.
Yeah.
I have never heard
because
of
I was
this.
wondering because when I started making, I was like, why I can't get my dressing like my mama? I watched everything she did, didn't think about the duck. So then the duck fat came in. I said, oh, so that's how her dressing used to be. So
And like my
moist.
dressing is moist,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to Rhonda done weighed in.
But your cream of soups will assist in that as well, won't it?
Yeah,
You
but
don't use cream of soups?
I use that. You know what I'm saying? But it just
Yeah, because
It-
cream of chicken is what can help make it
yeah,
more.
it can make it moist,
moist.
but it just for some reason to me, even if you put it in the refrigerator, heat it up, it still
So
come out
how-
the same way.
How much duck fat is we putting in there?
It depends on how much you making. So if you making a pan full,
Yeah.
you use about like a quarter.
A quarter of the jar?
yeah, quarter cup, something like
Quarter
that.
cup.
Yeah.
Oh, that don't sound like
Yeah,
a lot. Okay.
yeah.
Rhonda says she actually uses duck fat a lot for roasting veggies and potatoes.
Yep, it's good for that.
Mm.
I am
So what
totally
kind of
like I
taste
don't cook
is-
for real,
so
so
what kind of-
I'm
it's-
totally
it's-
missing
The
out
taste
on this.
I can't explain the taste. you
So
know what
I'm saying,
but
see,
it
because
just-
I've never had duck before.
This
duck
is
is
rich.
something like
It's
Yeah,
really
I've had
rich.
chicken.
Huh?
I've had duck.
Yeah, to me it's something
It's
like
not a fan
chicken,
favorite,
but it's not.
If it's cooked well, though,
yeah,
because some
you
people
gotta
don't know how to
cook
cook it.
you do gotta cook it right.
So do-
Just like some people don't know how to cook hen.
I thought
Yeah.
you probably
Oh.
use possum juice or coon juice.
Just because I stayed in the back of the graveyard. Because I stayed behind the graveyard.
Possum juice.
You made me think about granddaddy. We'll be sitting in the house and we'll hear some up on the roof. And my granddad be like, go get that shotgun.
You're gonna get that coon in it.
We be like,
Get on the roof.
what is you doing?
Get on the
And you
roof.
hear boom. That joker bring that down. That thing be in a pot. I'm like, I ain't eating that. You must be crazy.
But I saw something yesterday. One of the staff members here went across the street and got some gizzards. Anybody in the room put gizzards in there? I know people.
My
I've
mother
heard
used to
tell of
because they
people
was
that
inside
do.
the
Yeah.
turkey.
Yeah, you
my
can put
mother.
turkey gizzard.
The turkey gizzards. Yeah, my mama did. I
No,
ain't
but these
care
were
for
chicken
it.
gizzards he went and got.
'Cause they
And then
look a
this is
little rough.
Yeah.
They look-
Robert Mann said my mother makes oyster dressings.
Now
it is good.
seen that in the restaurant. I've never had it, but and I've never seen anybody black make it.
Have
But
you?
I've seen it in the restaurant. I have to try that. I'm trying to live dangerously and try more stuff.
No, I know when I was living in North Carolina, I didn't try it because I was at, it was kind of like a mixed barbecue. But somebody had dressing that had goose in it. Have you ever tasted it?
No,
Goose?
Yeah, it had goose.
Nah. See,
Yeah.
okay, so look.
Yeah, what? Goose.
Yeah.
So somebody said it is best if you get it. I'm assuming this is the duck fat from a butcher shop,
Yep, I got
like Kettle Range Butchers. And yes, we are bougie over here.
Yeah, you know
Where
what?
is Kettle Range?
Over on
Butchers.
State
Yeah, 'cause
Street.
you know what?
I've never been there. I'm going.
I think it's
today.
down in the
I
valley
even
on
brought
State
some
Street.
from Bunzel. Is that
I go
Bunzel?
to Bunzel's.
I
Yeah.
bought some from Bunzel. I got some that's the one I'm gonna use because I usually use the one I get from Walmart and Whole Foods,
Yeah.
but I bought one from Bunzel, so I'm gonna use that one this
And
year.
I actually like Bunzel's.
Yeah.
I like the customer service. I like the vibe
Yeah.
in there. And it's so funny. You go in there like 4th of July, holidays, man, bruh's been there clouding. Let me get 4 or 5 of them porterhouse. And they be so.
And you know what?
Was this at Bunzel's?
Yeah.
You
I
know
love
what?
Because I go to
Bunzel's.
Bunzel's just to get the beef sticks. Like
Yeah.
I can be
Yeah.
hungry,
Yeah.
and instead of going to like a fast food,
Yeah.
I'll go.
Mhm.
If it's during the business hours, I go to Bunzel's. Them men behind the butcher counter just be looking at me like, "That's all you getting." I just need 6 of them sausage sticks, bruh.
I hit the hot food case too, though. They have brats because all of that stuff is made right on premise.
Yeah.
They
It smells
and
so
stuff like
good in there.
Yes, it
Yeah,
do.
I
yeah.
love, and I mean, like that's the thing that I used to. Somebody said they get their oxtails from Bunzel's.
Yep. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are still meaty and clean and man.
We might have to hit Bunzel's
Yeah.
up all this free advertisement they get.
I'm
Well,
just
holla
saying,
at them
I
over
do.
there.
I mean, but I have been, going to them for years, but I really do like their the atmosphere. I like the customer service. I know 1 or 2 of the cashiers. And so, just from going in
Mhm.
and and the diversity of who's in the store, because everybody, I know it seems like it's a lot of city workers be up in Bunzel's too.
You will.
Yeah, but a lot of I see a lot
I
of
see a
city
lot of
workers.
trucks pulling around.
Yeah, you see.
Oops, I'm
we,
sorry.
ain't, we ain't telling on nobody. Okay, so duck fat.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that?
Just the basic, I might add some turkey or some turkey necks. or
Yeah, I do turkey
butts,
necks.
You know what
I
I'm
do
saying?
smoke turkey
Yeah,
necks
the turkey butt, I'll do that.
because I rip all that meat off.
Michelle,
You got meat all throughout. Yeah.
Happiness Donuts is clowning.
What? Why?
Talking about we struggling with topics. If the who you with man is at the microphone,
You know what?
trying to
Tell,
say we struggling. Huh?
tell Happiness Donuts to kiss my grits. Do that because I have versatility, baby, and can talk about anything. Look,
Who you with man at the microphone?
we have several people who have already chimed in. Now people want to know where is Bunzel's at? Where is that stove?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they moved. Maybe they thought that they went out of business because they moved further up Burleigh because they used to be on 84th.
Right. Because they used to be right across the street from Wilbur Wright.
Right.
Yeah.
What used to be Wilbur Wright, they just moved
And
further
so
up.
now they're
And the
on
old
90.
that's an old art supply store that they occupy now.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they at 9015 West Burleigh.
Me and Jermaine could enlighten you on Tulsa, that right in the cusp of that, because we, went to school in Tulsa in that area. We're familiar with that.
Well, I got kicked
You
out.
stupid. You stupid.
I got kicked out.
But I'm sure I'm going to this store that Rhonda told me about now because I ain't never been there.
And what's the one Rhonda was referred you to?
The Kettle Range Butchers.
Oh yeah, aren't they on State Street down in the valley?
I looked it
Kettle
up.
Range, I never
That
been there.
Kettle Range is on State Street. Yeah,
Yeah,
5501.
I've been there.
That's
What's-
down in the.
I've been past it a million times and they
Yeah,
never.
Friends of mine,
Park, right?
friends of mine tell me, man, you cheap, but you will not skimp on food, like my meats and stuff like that when I'm grilling. And that's part of my secret. I don't buy cheap meats and stuff like that. You
But when
there-
you go into these
but
butcher
see, you were
shops,
talking about the other day, Michelle. There's tiers of meat. I had some ribs one time. I did everything I could to get them tender. I baked them. I boiled them. I tried to fry them. I grilled them. They never would get tender. Come to find out, they were Johnsonville ribs. So I never buy packaged. If the store is packaging them themselves, I won't buy them because they get them
I
out
go
of
to
a
the meat
box.
market. I go to the meat market.
Yeah, I go to that meat market and
It's
there you
just
go.
certain things I have just learned over the years, and then my grandfather, because of having hogs and all that stuff,
Mhm.
he would like say, "Hey, we about to go make a run. And they would have killed a couple of hogs, and then we take them to the meat market. So I always went when they had cut them up, they had finished the order.
Okay.
Man, we had all them brown wrap packages and the white wrap packages coming out of that house. I mean, out of that meat store in droves, fill up a deep freezer.
Yeah.
And that'll carry you through the whole winter, messing with him. But somebody else just said that now we done took a turn. Goose grease is good as an ointment for colds and sinus headaches.
Oh Lord, we done left the kitchen and went to the body.
Good full of
Wait, somebody said my sister bought a roast years ago and it was so tough it tore up her garbage disposal.
Hey, I'm telling you.
That's a Mike Tyson roast. That's a Mike Tyson roast right
He's
there.
like, dang, it tore up the garbage disposal.
That's
Bap said, duck is good, but it is fatty. I always worry about getting a pancreatitis attack from that kind of fat.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
guess
fatty,
in
but
proportions.
you gotta learn how to use the portion of it. You just can't use a lot of it.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I've used quarter cup when I do my dress, because it, like I said, it just make it more. It's fatty, but
That's what I was saying when I say it's rich, because it's a very rich.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of stuff that I don't eat because I just can't do it.
So
Oxtails is one because they so oily.
Man, I ain't had oxtail since I was a kid.
wait a minute.
And my mom them used to cook them joints all the time.
I ain't seen no ox since Babe. So man, where's
What you
this
mean?
ox at, man? Where's this ox at, man?
Because everybody go right here on Upper Yard and buy their oxtails like they going out of style.
Tell you another
Yeah,
place
they
that
ain't
we
real oxtail.
were getting was down on Holton, Pueblo Foods,
Yeah, I used to go.
Where is that at?
Right on between-
Garfield and Holton.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been in there before.
You can go there and get your oxtails. They have them cut them up the way you want them, small, medium, big, fat, wide. I used to go there and get my oxtail all the time.
Oh,
Oh,
the
so that's where Debo
education
go get
is
cut up at.
real.
No, I'm no ox. I don't go there and
Oh,
get cut
I
up.
thought that's where you go get cut up. Small,
Jermaine,
big, wide.
must you be
I'm just saying, I
all
thought
the
that's where you get
time?
cut up at.
Oh, let's get this caller real quick.
Alright.
I didn't even realize it. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey, sorry about you holding, bro. I didn't even pay attention. to
No,
the phone.
that's okay. I was watching y'all on YouTube and listening. As you know, Clark is my cousin
What's up,
and
man?
stuff. What's up? Call me Loke, man.
Don't call him his government name on the radio, brother.
We come from a good line of cooks and stuff. Because his mama, my Aunt Henrietta, man, she made the German chocolate cake.
Yes.
You would die for. His sister made peach cobbler. Man, ooh,
Really?
Yeah, my
yes.
So,
And,
so can you cook too?
no, I'm a eater.
Okay.
Somebody
It
got to
takes
eat all
all
that
kinds to
good.
make the family work, right?
You know what? It's like it's a majority of males in our family can't cook.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Majority. It's a lot of us can cook.
Yep.
We learn from our mothers and our grandmothers.
Yep.
Just watching.
I just respect bros that's willing to be in the kitchen and watching and
Yeah.
paying attention.
But my
But
mother German chocolate cake, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, that cake right there, you got to set the butter out 4 days on the table, that cake right there is the most, you gotta step by step.
Well, don't tell us about it. Bring us a slug in.
Man, last time I made that cake, I said I wouldn't make that cake no more.
Why?
It's a process.
It's
Really?
expensive too.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it right, you can get it too moist, it'll break apart.
I like that.
Mhm.
So it gotta be just right, and sometimes you don't do it moist, it can be dry. So it's
But that's the
it's
other
time
thing. Clark.
consuming.
Okay.
Every chef is not a baker.
Hey, can I tell?
Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead,
go
bro.
Can I tell this quick story? Because
Of
I'm at
course.
work.
Yeah.
Because of the family we come from,
Uh-huh.
we love good food, and we've been getting good food since we was little. And I'm gonna just tell this quick story. We just recently had a family reunion, right? And they put some meatloaf out. My cousin Yvonne,
Don't
she
you tell that story
said,
about Auntie.
where she get this meatloaf from? Did she cut this off a brick building? It was terrible. And that's one thing. If we eat other people's food, like we came over your house, Michelle, and you had some jacked up stuff, we'll eat it. But we ain't gonna, you'd be like, you want some more? No. But whatever you got good, we're gonna pounce on it.
What you say? You'll let me know what you didn't care for.
Right.
Right.
Well,
and that's all I
look.
want to know. All right, I gotta get out here. All right,
Okay,
Cuzzo.
thank you.
All right, Lo.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
I love a family of men that's cooking. My son, like he's the meat guy. Like he sound like Debo. That's the meat guy. Taylor, his wife, she throw down. That girl can cook her butt off. To be like young, because you'll see to me a lot of young women that can cook.
Right.
She a young woman that can cook. And I mean, they had a house where you walk in and it's the covered glass with the desserts, homemade desserts. And that's why my son said they're big. Because like, oh, it's some, this is made and that's made. And dude cracked me up because he was like, yeah, I'm making my own bread. I was like, I'm sorry, we making what now?
Oh,
he makes his own bread. I was like,
I want to get into that. I was thinking about doing that.
Look, I'm not doing none of that. So Keith's wife said, I made oxtail pasta last Sunday.
Oh, Lord.
Got them from Syndic's. Expensive as hell,
Yes.
but really good. Oxtail pasta. That sounds so good.
Oxtail.
Rhonda, when you
She
get
gotta-
back from Paris, I got to have that. That sounds so okay. At least the recipe. That sounds good. So, okay, Clark. So, as I wrap,
Okay.
is there any one special ingredient that you see people leave out of their dressing that is? And do you put the breaded crumb things in there? Do you add any of those?
Yeah, I do, but I got another thing. I took the breadcrumb out and add something else.
That
Oh,
sounds like
really?
he's nothing to tell you that.
I mean, you can see how he looking and he rocking
Something
in the
else.
chair.
Yeah,
So you don't, because my mother didn't use the bag bread crumb. She
Right.
did her own.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I did that, but
And she used sourdough bread. She used sourdough bread for hers. But go ahead. You do what?
It's something else I use. I don't tell that one.
Are you
That's
serious?
I won't tell.
Oh
that
my God. Come on, man.
one. I won't tell that.
You
one.
get on my nerves.
So does your mother use the same thing that you use to something else, or she's still using breadcrumbs?
No, I mean, well, my mother is gone, but
I'm saying what as her
yeah,
recipe?
she was using them. She put the bread in the oven, crisp it up like that. But
Yeah.
sometimes when she just didn't want to do that, she go buy the breadcrumbs. I was doing the breadcrumbs I stopped using breadcrumbs say about 6-7 years ago when I came up on this other by mistake.
You know what?
So I tried something and it worked.
worked.
So I'm not gonna leave it the way it is. It worked for me and everybody liked it. So
Can I give y'all a little secret though? Don't try to use, people make the cornbread and they break it all up with their hands. And please don't try to use the Jiffy.
oh, you know
No,
what?
you know what?
You can.
No, yeah, because I do a
You
combination.
can.
Yeah,
I do real
ain't nothing
homemade
that
cornbread and Jiffy. I
It
do a
depends on how
combination.
much you use.
Just a small bit.
See, that's what it is.
Because Jiffy got just a little bit enough of a sweet in it.
Yes.
It adds something to that
Ugh.
dressing. So no, you're not. The whole dressing ain't made out of Jiffy.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's just a
We don't do
smaller
it that way,
portion.
so I'd be
So
open to
I
try
do a
it.
combination.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm telling you,
yeah,
make
you gotta-
regular cornbread and make you a little small pan of Jiffy
Yeah.
and add that to it, and it gives just a little something to that cornbread.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I hear you. I wouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah, my wife when she used Jiffy when she helped me out. She put the Jiffy. One time she added too much,
Oh, ugh.
and it was kind of sweet. And I was like, "Well, babe, we just ain't gonna use Jiffy. We just go back to the basic." You know what I'm saying? So, but
Okay, well, I got you. So look, so now I'm looking like, what else do people use besides breadcrumbs? Croutons, potato chips.
Hmm?
Who doing that?
yeah, I heard some people use potato chips.
Oats, tortilla chips,
Oats is that.
saltine
Croutons is
crackers.
good in there.
I had somebody that did cornflakes. I had somebody use cornflakes, dry stuffing mix, pretzels, ew,
Pretzel.
and cooked rice. Y'all doing too much.
Hmm.
All right, well, thank you,
You're
bro.
welcome.
I appreciate
Go
you.
on, get to yourself.
Look, I appreciate you. Look, so y'all got an education today, and for Happiness Donuts, yeah, that's for you, bruh. Invite us over to the house. Somebody said my mother would toast butt end of the loaf of bread along with the
Yeah.
corn bread and sage breadcrumbs. Yeah, like didn't nobody never want to eat the ends,
Yeah.
the butt ends. My mom would put them all in a bag and throw them in the freezer. And then when it was time to make her dressing, she would bust them out, butter them, toast them, put in the oven, and break
And
them
crunch
down,
them down.
and use them in. Yep. Hey, you didn't waste nothing. You ain't had the luxury of wasting nothing. All right, y'all. So look, this cooking segment has been brought to you
By A&J Liquor.
Know your history.
We want some on your stomach before you get out here and get your holiday toasting on. So a couple of things. Yesterday, a number of folks saw that the case against Letitia James and James Comey was dismissed. Okay. And the cases were dismissed on a technical reason. And somebody asked me yesterday, like, Michelle, can you explain what happened? And can they, these charges be brought back or, whatever. So a couple of things. Donald Trump had an interim person in that slot with the position that the lawyer he hired, or that they, had Pam Bondi hire, I should say, to bring this case because Lindsay Halligan, because nobody else in the DOJ would bring this case because they was like, dude, you don't have enough to get either of these people. There's nothing there that we can win a case with. Leave it alone. And of course, Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, wouldn't leave it alone. So they fired the one guy that was in the seat before they hire Lindsay Halligan to take this seat. Well, this is a seat that has to have Senate confirmation. Okay. The person can only be in that seat for 120 days. If there's been no Senate confirmation, then they got to do something different. And in this case, that 120 days had expired and Trump was still dealing with an interim. What the judge in this case, U.S. District Judge Cameron Curry, said is that she agreed with Comey's team's request to dismiss the case on the grounds that Halligan's appointment was illegal. First of all, it's clear that she was appointed solely to go after Trump's political enemies. Clear. And who is the biggest culprit in helping them prove it? Donald Trump himself, because he's super, super ignorant and super, super stupid. And he goes on his social media, little outlet, and he posts everything that he's thinking, like he literally has diarrhea of the mouth and says whatever comes to his mind, it shows up on Truth Social. And so they said, number one, you didn't have the authority to put anybody in that position, that the judges in that area were responsible for putting a person in there because you had exceeded the 120 days on that first interim appointment. So you no longer had the authority to make this appointment. It was left up to the judges that oversee this. And so, Trump is heated because the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia, they have like, hey, we spoke. You wasn't supposed to make that appointment. The thing that makes it interesting is Comey was nearing 5 days before the statute of limitations would have run out on the charges that they could bring against him. And that's why they hurry up and zoomed her in there so that she could get this filing done. A woman who has never prosecuted a case before. Her claim to fame is that she has blonde, long hair. That's her claim to fame. And she fits a visual prototype, image, I should say, of what Donald Trump likes to surround himself with, because he's creepy and interesting when it comes to women. And, she prides herself on trying to look like a supermodel whenever she steps, I'm like, so clearly if sex sells, you hoping that sex wins you some cases in the courtroom. So when I come back, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to talk about that real quick, because people heard the news just like they heard about what has gone on in Texas with the redistricting case. I will update you on that. But understand this. James Comey at least on the charges they were trying to get him on, is out of the woods because the statute of limitations has now run out on that case. Now, they may say, but we had already got the paperwork in and blah, blah, blah. Because of a technical issue, we should be allowed to move forward. That argument is not going to stand up. Letitia James, the statute of limitations is still in play on what they're coming after her for. So she could see herself be in front of a grand jury situation again if they can find somebody in DOJ to come after her. But we'll talk about it on the other side. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Be right back. All right, family, welcome back to the show. So before I went to the break, just taking a second because I had somebody reach out to me yesterday to say they were trying to figure out why these cases were dismissed against Letitia James and James Comey, and it was on a technical issue. The judge said that Donald Trump did not have the authority to appoint someone to that position, in addition to the fact that it was clearly politically motivated because Donald Trump, on his Truth Social outlet, let me just tell you what he posted. He thought he was sending a text message directly to Pam Bondi, okay, the Attorney General. And this was done on September 20th at 6:44 p.m. And it says, Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially, hang on, okay, saying that essentially, quote, same old story as last time, all talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. Then we almost put a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past, a woke rhino who was never going to do his job. That's why two of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we had no case. No, I fired him, and there is a great case in caps, and many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsay Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times, exclamation point. Over nothing, in caps. Justice must be served, all caps. Now, all caps, 3 exclamation points. President DJT. This idiot thought he was sending it to Pam Bondi, and he posted it on Truth Social. It was used in the decision to dismiss the charges. So it's a technical situation. So they will have to have somebody that's duly appointed. These judges make that decision now because, or Donald Trump has to bring somebody forward and go through the process the right way. But that's where we are with that. So Letitia James is not out of the woods. If they can find somebody to come after her again, then they will. But James Comey, at least on those specific charges, it's a wrap for those charges. They will most likely find other things to come after him with. And you see that Mark Kelly, and this was something that a lot of people may have been surprised about. So Congressman Mark Kelly is a part of the group of 6 veterans, military veterans who made the commercial saying that, hey, you do not have to follow unlawful orders in the military, okay? Donald Trump and his people turned it around and say, no, they told American soldiers not to follow lawful orders. They did not. They did not. And we actually have it codified into law that soldiers are not supposed to follow illegal orders. And there's a reason for that. And one day when I got time, I'll talk about the cases that got put in place to set up the framework why we had to do that. Because there were orders being, like, what's happening, just people just ought to tell the truth. What's happening with Donald Trump blowing up these boats, that mess is illegal. It should, if it's not illegal, it should be illegal. Because you have not proven to anybody that drug trafficking is taking place on these boats and that every single person involved on those boats are complicit in the drug trafficking. You don't know who these people are. So Mark Kelly, what became interesting about him, Mark Kelly, of the 6 veterans who made the video, was the only one that was a officer in terms of his, when he retired from the military. So they have the ability to call up an officer back to the military so that they can then try to court-martial him and strip him of his, retirement, potentially try to incarcerate him. Because people was like, well, why are they only singling out John Kelly? Because he was captain. I'm John Kelly. Mark Kelly, because he was Captain Mark Kelly. That is a crazy thing that you can never fully be done with the military. And I'm wondering, there must be an age cutoff, but that they can actually make him be re-enlisted in the military, come out of retirement, so that they can then try to court-martial him to exact whatever kind of justice that they want to. So pay attention to those cases, because Trump's retaliation on full display. Now, let me take a second and talk about something that if you were listening during the commercial break, you may have heard, and you may have just said, wait. What did that man just say? So news has broken about the fact that there were two men who were plotting a coup in Haiti, on this island, to make Haitian women and children sex slaves and recruit DC homeless. So what are you saying, Michelle? Two Texas men plotted to invade a Haitian island with the goal of murdering all the men and using the women and children as sex slaves, federal prosecutors have said in a news release. Gavin Rivers Weisenberg, 21 years old, and Tanner Christopher Thomas, 20 years old, who are both white, who are from the Dallas area, were charged with conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap a foreign country, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Texas. They were also charged with the production of child pornography over allegations they persuaded a minor to engage in sexually explicit conduct. Attorneys for both men said that they will enter not guilty pleas. Court documents say that between August of 2024 and July of this year, Weisenberg and Thomas allegedly conspired to, quote, recruit and lead an unlawful expeditionary force. And I'm not going to say the name of this island right, but in Haiti, or this Haitian island, Gonavive Island, an island in Haiti with about 87,000 residents. They plan to carry out their rape fantasies, according to court documents. The two men plan to buy a boat, firearms, and ammunition, and recruit people from the DC area homeless population to serve as a mercenary force to invade the island and stage a coup d'etat. I'm sorry, a coup d'etat. Say coup d'etat. Coup d'etat. They plan to murder all the men on the island. Remember, I said it's 87,000 people on this island. They were going to murder all the men on the island so that they could turn the women and children into their sex slaves. Investigators said the men had been planning the invasion for nearly a year. And in this crazy, twist that this becomes discovered, a lawyer for Thomas said while he did not yet have the government's evidence in the case, he thinks prosecutors, quote, are going to have a real hard time trying to prove that Thomas and Weisenberg actually intended to carry out this plot. They never tried to do any of this, blah, blah, blah. But this was the part that got me. And they said it in the news story that we ran here on the station. Court documents said Weisenberg and Thomas took several steps to prepare for their coup to be successful in Haiti. They tried to learn the Haitian Creole language, recruited other people to help them with the invasion, researched weapons and ammunition with plans to buy military-style rifles. Weisenberg allegedly enrolled in a fire academy in the Dallas area to receive training that would be useful in the attack, but failed out of the school. He then allegedly traveled to Thailand and planned to learn to sail, only to never end up enrolling in lessons because of the cost. Thomas enlisted in the U.S. Air Force to acquire military skills relevant to the invasion plan. Prosecutors said Thomas changed his Air Force station assignment to Joint Base Andrews in Maryland to be closer to the sea and facilitate recruiting people experiencing homelessness in Washington, D.C. They allegedly believed they could pay them to join the armed invasion. The Air Force did not immediately respond to an inquiry about Thomas's service. If the two men are convicted on this conspiracy to commit murder in a foreign country, they face up to life in prison. If they're convicted on the federal production of child pornography, they face at least 15 years and up to 30 years in federal prison. The case is being investigated by the FBI, the U.S. Air Force, Office of Special Investigations, the Salina Police Department, and others. But just think about 20 and 21 years old. This was on your mind, that you so dumb that you're going to try to take over an island that has 87,000 inhabitants. And then this is my thing. Why was you trying to make black women and children your sex slaves? Why you didn't make some white girls your sex slaves? Why you want to have sex with black women and children? You see that? You see that little piece right there? Because
that's crazy. Wait a minute. So okay. That just floored me and blew my mind. So you got two cats, young cats, that think that you can go over to the island with 87,000 people and kill all of the men and use the women and children for
to act out their sex fantasies. And that was, I mean, like, are you kidding me right now?
That's unbelievable.
So yeah, but this is who was also, you was able to get into the Air Force with this on your mind.
So he was actually in the Air Force.
He was in the Air Force. Yeah, he had made it in. All right. So another story that has gotten a lot of attention, at least in the Black community, people have been talking about it. I've not seen it on the national news in any measurable way, but I can get the story about the little girl, 18-year-old, who got killed on the cruise ship by, it seems like, her stepbrother. That story just running over and over and over again. We're very selective to this day. The media is very selective about what you cover. But there's a story, a couple people like, Michelle, did you see this? I had seen it. I just hadn't talked about it yet. But I'll do that real quick right now because some of this stuff is just incredibly unreal. So, 2 newly discovered videos taken from inside the Rankin County Jail. Now, some of y'all folks from down south, y'all know Rankin County is Mississippi. Taken from inside the Rankin County Jail show officers mocking and laughing at an intellectually disabled inmate. The same man guards had filmed days earlier being shot in an electrified vest after he asked for a Coca-Cola. Former department employees said the videos recorded back in 2018 were shared widely on an encrypted WhatsApp group chat. The footage provides a deeper look into the culture of the jail, where a recent investigation by Mississippi Today and the New York Times revealed that the guards and jail administrators routinely beat inmates. In one video, Larry Buckhalter stands before the camera in his prison jumpsuit and a party hat and sings "Happy Birthday" to Barry in an apparent reference to Barry Vaughn, the former head of the jail, who is now undersheriff. This man is mentally challenged, this Black man. They stood him up in his prison jumpsuit, put a birthday hat on him, and forced him to sing "Happy Birthday" to the former head of the jail. In the second video, someone off camera instructs this brother, this Black man, Buckhalter, to, quote, tell him you love him. And the man who's intellectually challenged says, quote, "I love you, Barry," he says, and gleefully announces it is his last day in jail. As he speaks, a man in uniform standing behind him slams a plastic sign to the floor. Startled, Buckhalter, this is the black man, jumps and screams as people off camera laugh. The videos were created days after Buckhalter had asked jail guards for a Coke in October 2018. Shortly after his request, the guards strapped him into an electrified vest intended to keep violent inmates under control. They then filmed him screaming and convulsing while they shocked him. Quote, "Now you can get a Coke," a female guard says at the end of the video. Quote, "It's all over. I'm so proud of you, Larry," is what she says to this black man that they have just been shocking in this vest, who is mentally challenged. In an email, Department Attorney Jason Dare said that Buckhalter, who died in 2021, had a crack cocaine problem, but was never found to be mentally incompetent by a court or healthcare professional. When you see this man, you can tell it's something wrong with this man. But they want to say, oh, it was a crack addiction. Larry celebrated countless birthdays and life achievements at the Rankin County Jail. This is what the prison lawyer said. He never went hungry and was never brutalized, both of which he claimed were regular occurrences in the free world. So this is basically saying he was well fed and not mistreated like he was in the, quote, free world. He went on to say, although Larry could not give his side of the story for your article, these videos perfectly show his genuine affection for the RCSD. That's the prison. The fact you try to spin it as mockery is shameful. Why is the man in a damn electrified vest? Sir, LaQuanda Anderson and Derek Shadow, Buckhalter's niece and nephew, reviewed the videos and Dare's response. They said their uncle lived with an obvious intellectual disability. Everybody knew he had a mental issue, Anderson said. And when people find out, they take advantage of it. Buckhalter never mentioned these incidents, they said, but he told them he was afraid to return to jail, saying that the guards there were calling him Crying Larry. He hated it at the jail. They're clearly treating him like a puppet. Last week, Sean, what's his name? Tyndall, Commissioner of the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, called the video of Buckhalter being shocked, appalling, and utterly unacceptable. Mississippi Bureau of Investigation agents have been assigned to investigate the incident. Last week, the New York Times and Mississippi Today revealed that for years, jail officials had beaten and whipped inmates who broke jail rules or inconvenienced the guards. More than 70 former inmates, along with former deputies and jail guards, described experiencing, witnessing, or participating in the violence. Their allegations were supported by medical records, photos of injuries, and department reports, along with cell phone recordings of guards shocking this black man. After seeing the video of Buckhalter that accompanied the original investigation, two former deputies told reporters that additional videos of guards mocking Buckhalter had circulated over encrypted group messages. They made the rounds, said one of two former deputies, Christian Dedman. Dedman was one of 5 former Rankin County deputies and a local police officer, some of whom were part of a patrol shift called the Goon Squad, who were sentenced to federal prison last year for torturing 3 men. A 2023 investigation by Mississippi Today and the Times revealed that nearly 24 residents experienced similar brutality from deputies during drug raids over nearly 2 decades. Last year, reporters also uncovered an encrypted WhatsApp chat where members of the Goon Squad traded pictures of rotting corpses and joked about rape and shocking people with tasers. This is people that's in law enforcement down in Mississippi. One former Rankin deputy who requested to remain anonymous because they feared retaliation from the department shared the two new recordings of Buckhalter with reporters. That former deputy, along with 2 former guards, said the video showing Buckhalter being shocked and the video of him singing happy birthday were both filmed in the office of Amanda Thompson, who was a jail lieutenant at the time and still works at the department. The former employee said the third video was filmed in the office of Christy Pennington, Sheriff Bailey's wife, who also works at the department. When you have authority over people, you take a responsibility to care for them, is what the nephew said of this brother. No matter who you are over, you've got to treat people with respect. So I want to go back then to the conversation that I had with Adam Procell at our live remote, when I told him that I questioned the comments he made coming right out the gate, talking about he was advocating for increased pay for police and correction officers. That's the first thing he said. So when we were at the live remote, I brought it up before we did any, interview about the agency and what was going on. I said, I want to give you an opportunity to respond to that, because I didn't understand how you come out the gate with that. And he said, because correction officers were underpaid, you don't want people that's underpaid working with you in these prisons, basically implying or inferring that they may be disgruntled because they're not making enough money, and that the inmates could suffer or have, it taken out on them, because that's what he said. You don't want disgruntled people working with this population. And I'm like, bruh, people go to work underpaid every day, and you don't take it out on the customer. You don't take it out on your colleagues. You don't take it out on the people around you. So I 100% reject that for being your reason for calling for increased pay. We had that conversation. And then you see and you read stories like this about how people are mistreated and abused, and nobody is there to police this stuff and watch it. And then the fact that women, who are supposed to be these different kind of beings, these nurturers, these people who, supposed to just like have a different sensibility about harming people. You got women sitting there participating and laughing at this foolishness. And I literally thought about Adam Procell when I came across this story, because you wanted to advocate for increased pay for correctional officers because you didn't want them pissed off at the job. So what did it mean if they was pissed off at the job? What was they going to do? Because see, clearly you know something. And so instead of turning in and trying to stop potential abuse, we're going to pay you more money so you will act right. The devil is a lie. That ain't how that go. That's not how that works. So that's the story that Black people have been sending to me overwhelmingly, saying, Michelle, did you see this? Now ask me when it's been on the major networks, how many times. Ask me, where is the hoopla and the film cameras, and why are these people still working? And then I think about when Kobe was in his accident, even though he was a high profile celebrity, they talked about them freaking first responders and police officers sending pictures around of Kobe's body and his daughter's body at that crash site. And you realize, and that's why I say, I only go so far with law enforcement because there's some sick, ignorant people that work in law enforcement. Definitely not all. So when you say what I said, make sure you quote me correctly. I said it's some. And the lawyer who fixed his mouth to come out and say that this man was addicted to crack cocaine. Well, you had been in jail all that time. You wasn't addicted no more. And he was just happy-go-lucky. The good nigga slave in the jail, making the white guards laugh. He loved them all. Y'all see why Black folks stay in a constant state of rage? For the white folks that's listening And for some of you Negroes that don't even understand how it's some people that stay in a constant state of rage. The number of stories I won't read because my mental health will freaking decline immediately. People send me stuff and I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not looking at that today. But this is one of the reasons why we stay in a constant state of being pissed off. But we're going to talk about the little white girl killed by her stepbrother and ad nauseum. It's going to be in every news loop, every news feed, just on and on and on. But this mentally challenged, and what I say yesterday when I was talking about the slender girl killing, the slender man killing, the girl involved in that, who's now 23, your mental disability gets you found not guilty by reason of mental defect. His mental disability, ain't nobody never diagnosed it. Who tried to? Who had the money and or the resources? But as soon as you look at him, y'all, you know what's something wrong with that man. I looked at the video. As soon as you look at him, you know what's something wrong with him. I gotta go to break. But what y'all feeling, y'all, the pit of y'all stomach right now, that bad taste in your mouth, the disgust. That's why every time y'all send me something and say, Michelle, did you see this? Michelle, did you see this? I can't talk about stuff all the time because it's hard to take it. I'll be right back.
Two Texas men are facing federal charges after prosecutors say they planned an armed takeover of an island in Haiti, according to the U.S.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. One of the things that I wanted to make sure that I did um, is coming off of the shutdown, uh, longest in history. One of the caveats, if you will, for getting Democrats to the table was that the Senate Republicans agreed to at least take a vote to deal with the planned cuts to the subsidies for ACA, the Affordable Care Act. And I had an opportunity to talk to Wisconsin U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. Let me see. This is a pre-recorded interview, so we're gonna bring that up. Can we bring that up, Jay? Let's go. Hey, Senator.
Hello.
Hi, Senator Baldwin.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Well, look, I'm glad you guys will get to come home. It is so much going on right now.
I know.
I know that our time is limited, so I'm just going to jump right in if that's okay. We are coming off as far as I'm concerned, a long overdue and to some extent a historic vote. Members of Congress voting in favor of a resolution requiring the release of the DOJ documents regarding the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. We have heard a lot of back and forth accusations. It's funny how people were doing something but didn't figure out a way to lay blame as they were doing it. This could have been done in the Biden administration. The Democrats didn't step up. For folks that don't fully understand how long it's been tackling this Jeffrey Epstein situation, trying to get some the survivors to some form of justice here. Yeah, you take a second and just kind of frame out what you all just did this week.
Yeah. So, bottom line is that both houses of Congress nearly unanimously voted to demand that the DOJ release the Epstein files, and the president signed the law, or signed it into law last night. But the story you just pointed to is that missing from all of the discussion of these files has been the victims, the survivors. First and foremost, we need to do right by them and deliver transparency and accountability that all of these survivors deserve, and ultimately publish justice and have deprived of them. Everything is talking about whose name's going to come up, and what parents do they belong to, and all of this. This is really fundamentally about the rights of these survivors of Epstein pedophile thing.
I'm just going to say, I saw the letter that came into Senate Majority Leader and the very first sentence, the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and the American people. When I tell you that so resonated, I was so proud to see that that's the way you and your team started that press release, because like you said, a lot of these statements have been devoid of the folks that really were impacted and that really need to be thought of and elevated during this whole process. So to see yours start off that way, I was cheering in the background and pleased to see ultimately that the bill was signed, moved on to the president, and as you stated, got signed. But now, just real quickly, for folks that are concerned that because the president has ordered the DOJ to open up an investigation into Democrats, that there will be opportunities for them not to fully comply, not to fully release those documents in 30 days. Is there anything you can say to our listeners who are, worried or concerned that we may never fully get to see some of this information during the next 3 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have to just say that this president had the right to order the release of these files on his own. And we saw that play out. He refused to do it. He ordered his attorney general not to do it. And then we took the rather unusual, unprecedented course of having these bills go through, passed nearly unanimously. President signs it into law. But, you're right. The President of the United States, a few days ago, knowing this vote was on the horizon, said to his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, I want you to go out and investigate the Democrats whose names appear in these files. And he called out several of them. And then she complied to a highly, obviously partisan effort, assigned it to the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. And that creates the possibility, we haven't seen this play out yet, the possibility that the Attorney General is now going to say, well, there's an ongoing investigation that involves these files, and one of the provisions in the bill the President just signed is release all the documents except for anything that might be involved in an active investigation. So he may have just set up a scenario that will result in these not coming out. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out, but I don't put anything past this administration that has been really reckless and lawless in so many ways.
Well, the final thing I'll just ask, because I know we are monitoring the clock here, is you were recently back home in the district, and you were talking about the Affordable Care Act and what may happen in relationship to subsidies not being extended. You had folks with you that were telling stories that many people could relate to. Since we know that in January, we will be back at this conversation again, for folks that are nervous about what healthcare and the future of healthcare looks like right now, is there anything that you'd like to say to our listeners that can help them understand where we are, what the fight is, or what's the next step in, the Democrats getting at least a commitment in this, I think it was in the Senate, for a conversation about this? What should people understand?
So people should understand that this fight isn't over, but it's a steep hill that we're going to have to climb. At the end of the year, the tax credits that help working families afford their health care premiums in the Affordable Care Act expire. Just at the end of the year. Right now is open enrollment period. It's from November 1st through December 15th. So people are online at healthcare.gov shopping for their health insurance for next year. And they're seeing what the premium price is without those tax credits. And many people are seeing a massive increase. In fact, many people are looking at that going, I don't have the money to keep my health care if it's going to be at this cost. And so in my mind, there's a huge sense of urgency. And Michelle, you're so right that we were offered by the majority an opportunity to bring a bill to the floor to extend these subsidies in the weeks to come before the end of the year. And yet the question remains, having seen over and over and over again every single Republican in the Senate vote against extending these subsidies, whether there's anything we're going to be able to bring up for a vote that actually passes the Senate. But that's what we are trying to do right now. So now is the time to keep those calls coming to your senators and your House member, and make sure that they know, if you're affected by these tax credits, what your new premiums are going to be, and ask them to continue in this fight. But healthcare, our healthcare system writ large is in really bad shape. And so not only do we have to look at extending these tax credits, but we have work to do in follow-up to that to bring costs down. People cannot afford their health care.
So I will end here. I will simply say that we look forward to the continued work. We definitely respect and appreciate the fight on our behalf. Thank you to you and your team for keeping this station and our listeners looped in. And I am hoping that you have a really good holiday, because we're going to need you well rested to go back and fight this fight. Thank you, Senator Baldwin. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, family. That was none other than Wisconsin United States Senator Tammy Baldwin. We'll be right back. Okay, family. So again, that was an interview. Senator Baldwin was gracious enough to pre-record for us last week. I came in and got that done. I wanted you to hear that piece at the end about the Affordable Care Act, because Donald Trump, feeling the pressure from even his own constituents, had said that the White House was going to be unveiling his new health care plan. Okay. He hadn't consulted with Republicans, it appears, in any great length on the Hill about his proposal. It began to leak what was in it, which was an extension for about 2 years for Obamacare or Affordable Care Act subsidies. Republicans immediately balked at the idea. They started clowning, showing a hole behind, and Trump never released it as scheduled. They have held up the release. All right. The Republicans are never going to do anything on health care that legitimately helps the American people. And that's why they got to go. 22 million people are going to be impacted, in some cases lose health care or pay such an astronomical amount of money that you literally have to forego and sacrifice everything else just to be able to get sick in this country and not be scared you're going to die because you don't have the appropriate health care coverage. So this is my show for today. I got to wrap. Y'all know I end early on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But to think about that we did that shutdown with the promise that in the Senate, we're going to have a conversation, take a vote about whether to discuss the ACA. But on December 31st, people will no longer be covered. And some of the Republicans who talked about it, they made sure to say the name Obamacare, because they want to keep the ignorance out in the forefront versus dealing with the real issue, which is the inaffordability of healthcare in this country. So it's a lot to be thankful for as we go into this Thanksgiving weekend. There are some folks that don't celebrate it at all. But if you are somebody that has healthcare and it's not tied up in the ACA through the open exchange, be thankful. If you are somebody who still has a job that has employer attached benefits, be thankful. If you are somebody who can afford to pay these crazy premiums, be thankful. Because it's a whole bunch of people on January 1st are going to wake up to a new reality in which they are going to be sick and or go untreated and or die unnecessarily, because in the wealthiest nation in the land, in the world, our people can't go to the doctor. And you can thank the Republican Party, who in 15 years, as I said, when Senator Baldwin was in Milwaukee, they have not produced a health care plan in 15 years. And even before then. Why do we think they're going to do it now? January 1st is coming. But more importantly, midterm elections are coming. And I hope y'all, when Donald Trump was signing that little thing, reopening the government, talking about, I hope people remember this during the midterms. I hope you remember this. January 1st. Some of y'all listening to the sound of my voice, your health care is going to be gone. All right, y'all. That's the show for today. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.